joke. Beldner, what's up? You can go hang out with Jessica Chastain and do your savant work. What's up, man? I'm mute.
Oh, can you hear me? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Jay, or Dyer, sorry. I'm an agnostic, and I'm also a Kantian, like a transcendental idealist. I wanted to know if you want to debate about God's existence.
Okay.
Sure. Do you just present the argument, and we can talk about it?
Do I what?
Do you just want to present the argument, and then we can talk about it?
I don't have the energy to go and re-present the entire argument. I've presented it 1,000 times. I mean, if you know the argument, then let's just skip that.
Okay. So I'll just begin. So I believe asking for a grounding of logical absolutes, like law of non-contradiction, misrepresents what they actually are, like under Kant's framework. Under Kant's framework, we would not be permitted to apply things like substance inherence or maybe even causality to these things because they are fundamentally two different types of things.
Mm-hmm. So how do you know? How do you know that every other mind is operating in the phenomenal, is operating the way that Kant thinks the mind works? If it's in the noumenal realm.
The mind isn't exactly like in the noumenal realm like that. Like the transcendental subject being like the I think.
Do you wait? So you have access to other people's mind?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have empirical access to other people's minds?
No, because we want to talk about like the empirical mind, right?
Do you have access to other people's subjective mental experiences?
No, we don't.
Okay, so how do you know that they operate the way that Kant's categories claim they operate?
Like space and time in the categories?
Any of them. In the minds themselves. How do you know that everybody has the same type of categories and structures?
Well, we can like deduce them, like in the
How?
deduction, right?
But you don't have access
like,
to that information.
Like, what's the possibility?
You just said you don't have access to that information.
Well, not to like empirical minds. Yeah, I don't have access to that. It's true.
Well, you don't have access. No, you don't have access to anyone else's minds at all.
Well, there's a fundamental distinction, right, between like the empirical mind and like the transcendental mind or the transcendental subject.
You don't have access to either one of those.
I don't believe we do. We do.
Okay, so then you don't know that anything outside of your experience actually works the way that you think it works.
Well, in that sense, no, we know it does not apply because those are forms of sensibility. Like we can make negative claims about the noumena.
How do you know that you can make negative claims?
Because we know, like through the deduction, which we can talk about if you want, but that the a priori forms, maybe the categories or space and time, are merely forms of intuition, which are presupposed in any thought.
Yeah, I know
experience.
that that's the argument about the transcendental subject of the I. But what I'm asking is, given Kant's scheme and system of phenomenal noumenal, aren't other minds in the noumenal realm?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think they would be.
Of course they are. No. You just admitted you don't have access to other people's minds.
Well, not their empirical minds. Yeah, that's the distinction.
You don't have access to any of it. Like you don't have access to anyone's mind in any sense.
No, not the empirical mind. Not the empirical mind. We don't have access to that. But we can talk about like what's necessary for experience to obtain.
No, that's assuming the things in question. That's the point. Is that's assuming the thing in question. So Kant has a problem with the phenomenal noumenal distinction, but at the same time he wants the transcendental subject to be applicable to all the other subjects. That doesn't work.
Wait, what's your issue on?
All right.
Okay,
so forget it. Just wasting. Goodbye. I'm done.